Wikisuk, Natapawakwa, Tashaiwank, good day to all of my relations. Board of Trustees, Provost DeLeva, Dean Chauby, Associate Deans, distinguished faculty, incredibly proud family members, and most importantly, to the amazing graduates of the UConn College of Agriculture, Health, and Natural Resources, more affectionately known as the CAHNR class of 2025. I say, Wuya Yukong Chiwonk, congratulations. Congratulations to you on all of your accomplishments that we are celebrating here today. And Gatapatash, thank you. Thank you for allowing me the honor to join you in your milestone moment. As a fellow Husky, I couldn't be more proud of you all and excited to see your next path in life. Being here in this moment brings a rush of emotions and good feelings for me for various reasons, as I sat in those very seats as you just a few short years ago, maybe. In addition, I have two college-age adult children myself that are getting ever closer to graduating. And in prepping for today, it was helpful to think about what lasting message that they would want to hear from me or anyone else when they graduate over the next 2 years. And to that end, my daughter simply requested no dad jokes, and so you can thank her for that. Provost DeLeva, thank you for your kind introduction, the partnership, friendship, and most importantly, your trust in me to deliver remarks to such a distinguished group of young minds ready to make their mark on the world. To share a little bit more about myself for context, I was raised by mixed-race parents who divorced when I was too young to even remember them being together. I spent my time growing up between Maryland with my mother, but primarily in southeastern Connecticut with my father and my Pequot family. Collectively, they taught me the importance of hard work, humility, compassion, acceptance, and how to work together, regardless of their very own complex differences, for the betterment of those around you, especially for my brother and I. I came to UConn to play football, initially studied engineering, then pivoted to pursue a degree in finance from the School of Business. I mentioned that I was in your seats only a few years ago, but reality is it was 26 short years ago that I was in your seats in graduating from this incredible university. And I do have to note that as you look around this room and all the banners, we have this privilege at UConn of recognizing our years when we graduated by a national championship in basketball. And so for me, it was 1999, the year of the men's first national championship. So thinking I might go into business or banking after graduating, I eventually ended up working for my tribe as a financial analyst in the gaming industry, followed by managing a small portfolio of businesses that my tribe owned. Ultimately, I was called on to serve my community as a leader and was elected to our governing body, the Tribal Council, at the age of 26. Then at 32, I was elected chairman of the Mashantucket Pequot Tribal Nation, a role I've now held for over a decade and a half. I share this because it's important to understand in life how much your paths can and will change, regardless of what you plan for. When I was graduating college, being chairman and enjoying this moment with you was something I didn't envision in my wildest dreams. The message in this is that life rarely follows a straight path, and often the directions we didn't plan for lead to the most meaningful destinations, like right here, right now, with all of you. The key, as you progress down the path of life, is to remain flexible, be open to change and new opportunities, and most importantly, be resilient. Even when the road looks different than you expected, trust in your abilities, in the strengths you've built, and in your capacity to grow through uncertainty. Every step, even the unexpected ones, can carry you closer to who you're meant to become. In my language, we say Katapatash, Kitanat, Mushakit, Manatu. We thank the Creator for your strength, the awareness, and your resilience. I come from ancestors who lived in deep relationship with the land for thousands of years. Long before this beautiful campus was here, long before Connecticut had a name on a map, when Connecticut simply referred to the long tidal river, my ancestors walked these lands. They farmed here, fished these rivers, managed these forests, and understood what I hope you already know, that Mother Earth is not a commodity. It's a living relative, and that we are part of the land, not apart from it. Our Pequot teachings remind us that everything we need has already been provided by Mother Earth: our food, our medicine, our shelter, and our sense of place. At Pequot, we tell the creation story of Turtle Island, Mother Earth. In short, the story is as follows. When the world was covered in water, Sky Woman fell from an opening in the sky world and landed on the back of a giant turtle. Sky Woman enlisted the help of many animals to dive deep to retrieve soil from the depths of the ocean in an effort to create land. Many animals attempted to grab the soil, but it was the unlikely muskrat, who was both humble and courageous, that was able to return the soil and place it on the back of the great turtle. As the mud is placed on the turtle's back, it grows and expands, eventually forming the continents and life-sustaining world we know today. The story is, of course, much more in-depth than that, but is a reminder that even in challenging times, Mother Earth provides, that we are sustained not by dominance over nature, but by balance with it. And it is a reminder that even the smallest contributions, like a handful of soil, can build something enduring if we collaborate and work together. That belief in collaboration is part of what brings me to you all here today. It was in this spirit that Pequot, UConn, and CAHNR built a historic bond that is ongoing and constantly evolving. Together, we've built cooperative programming that recognizes indigenous knowledge, advances sustainability, and restores land-based learning traditions. That relationship, along with our incredible partnership with UConn's Native American and Indigenous Studies program, serves as a foundation for the historic Memorandum of Agreement between UConn and the 5 tribal nations of Connecticut, an agreement that was the first of its kind on the East Coast. That agreement has set a precedent for meaningful collaboration between our communities that will have generational impacts. It is a recognition that Indigenous history is not a footnote, but a foundation to build upon, and that Indigenous knowledge is not of the past, but essential to our present and to our future. The success of this collaboration is a lesson for all of us, a relationship rooted in truth, respect, and the understanding that we are all better when we learn from each other is a foundation of a relationship, a partnership that is built for success. It is a fundamental truth, whether in a personal relationship, on the job, or negotiating with world leaders. These core principles are invaluable to any meaningful relationship. Speaking of leaders, you are all leaders in your own way, regardless of if you're elected, appointed in a management position, or just doing your job. Leadership at any level, I've learned, is not about having the loudest voice in the room. It's about grounding yourself and listening. It's about honoring those who came before you and preparing the way for those yet to come. It's about knowing when to step up and when to step back and make space for others to rise. Shifting gears specifically to touch on what you've all mastered here at CAHNR, the challenges ahead are real and we need you. Climate change, soil degradation, food insecurity, habitat loss, these are not abstract threats. They are urgent, tangible, and they will demand every ounce of your ingenuity, compassion, and resolve. We in this room, and the many others outside of this room, believe in your ability to meet these challenges and more, because we've all seen what's possible when people lead with purpose. I've seen it in my Pequot Nation's survival over the centuries against all odds. It is our Pequot perseverance gifted to us by our ancestors. We've seen it in UConn's commitment and purpose to shaping well-rounded individuals with curiosity and purpose and hunger to learn. And I see it in all of you in your commitment to yourselves and the world around you. Whether your passion lies in animal science, plant biology, food systems, environmental justice, or policy, you are entering fields that will shape how we live on this planet. And I urge you, pursue that work with integrity. Keep your hands in the soil and your hearts attuned to the wisdom of the land. Science matters, but so do values, so do traditions, and so do relationships. We need all of it. In my culture, we're taught to make decisions with the 7th generation in mind, not just for the next quarter, the next election, or the next funding cycle, but for our grandchildren's grandchildren. That way of thinking changes everything. It changes how we grow food, how we build our economies, how we govern, and how we lead. I challenge you all to incorporate the same into your thought process. Earlier, I noted that the critical importance of being resilient. You've already shown your resilience by getting here. Many of you balance classes with jobs, with family responsibilities, and with a world full of uncertainty. Every late night, every doubt, and every setback was not a detour, but a lesson in resilience. In overcoming those moments, you've built a foundation not just for a career, but for a meaningful life. And now you stand on the edge of something new with the skills to lead and the vision to leave things better than you found them. Never question how truly resilient you are or what is possible. As you go forward, I implore you to make a conscious effort to be present. This world is constantly pulling at our attention in 1,000 directions. There is power in choosing to be present. Real life, your thoughts, your breath, your relationships is happening in this moment, not in the endless scroll of curated images or comparisons on TikTok, the Gram, and Snap. Social media may be loud, but your peace is quiet, steady, and deeply your own. When you step back from the noise, you give yourself space to listen to what truly matters, your values, your joy, your purpose. Presence isn't passive, it's an intentional act of grounding yourself in what's real. Being present today in this room, don't forget to reflect on this beautiful moment that you are allowing me to share with all of you. Thank your families, your professors, the mentors who challenged and supported you. Thank the cafeteria workers, the grounds crew, and the custodians who made this campus feel like an incredible second home to you. Gratitude roots us, it keeps us grounded, and allows us to connect to something larger than ourselves as individuals, whether to people, nature, or higher power. And yes, it's absolutely okay to thank yourselves. You earned that. In closing, I want to return one last time to the creation story of Turtle Island and the importance of the muskrat. The fearless muskrat who dove into the deep water didn't know if it would find soil, but had faith in a remarkable effort. It believed in the possibility of something, even when it wasn't yet visible. For its selfless act, the muskrat is recognized for its courage, perseverance, and understanding of the importance of sacrifice to make the world better around it. That is what I and your families and this university recognize in all of you. What you all have accomplished during your time here at UConn is remarkable, so be proud. We are. You put in countless hours, sacrificed time with friends and family, and dug deep to find your very own handful of soil that will now serve as the beginning of your very own creation story. CAHNR class of 2025, you are the new keepers of Turtle Island, one rooted in sustainability, in balance, and in truth. You are not just graduates, you are stewards, you are storytellers, you are problem solvers, and you are the hope of the 7th generation, but most importantly, you are Huskies. Mother Earth is waiting, and so is your legacy. Wiyawonk, Kanangawonk, Katapatasqua Wayamush. Congratulations, thank you all, and be well. Thank you. If I could just do one impromptu thing that I saw Jonathan the Husky here, and I know many of you were keepers and handlers for him, but I would be remiss if I didn't take this moment, because many of us will not be in this space again. We're in Gamble, and we're all Huskies for life. My dad did this after the women, we were fortunate enough to go to the White House for the ceremony with President Obama when the women won the national championship in 2016, their 11th championship title. And as President Obama was walking up on stage, my dad yells out, "UConn," and everyone in the room, including the president, yelled out Huskies. And so I would be remiss if I didn't do that in this moment with all of you one more time in Gamble. So how about a UConn?